a little bit different of a location than where I normally film at. I know I normally film in my house, in my room. But I ordered some food and the whole machinery just like shut the fuck down. So sorry, I know I shouldn't be cursing, but the whole machine just shut down. So now I'm standing outside and I'm in the city. So I'm just like, why don't I shoot a video right here? You know what I mean? So let's get into it, man. You know, I'm gonna try to be loud because I know it's like a lot of noise going on out here and whatnot. So I'm gonna try to be loud with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But today I just want to talk about why it seems like we keep starting over and starting from the beginning, and you know, starting back at square one with things that we told ourselves that we were gonna complete. You know what I mean? You know those moments that you have where you want to complete something, you start it, you get it going, you got that motivation, you got that drive, and then boom, it hits. Something hits, and then you find yourself stopping, you find yourself not completing the task, you find yourself back at square one where you started at when you was trying to figure out how to do this thing, and you started, and then you got to do it again and again and again. And granted, while I understand that a lot of y'all gonna say, okay, well, it's not like I want to start over, it's not like I want to keep going to the beginning, I'm willing to bet that you actually like it and you just don't know that you like it. And you may say like, okay, what do you mean I like it and I don't know that I like it? I'm about to explain it to you. Your whole life is about patterns and repeating and the systems that you keep repeating. The fact that your whole life is based off of a repetitive system means that your whole life, every time you quit, it's comfortable, right? So you did it for the first time one time when you were very young, and since then you've always reacted to situations like that. You always start things, but you always quit them, and you only quit them because by nature, by habit, by law, when you repeat anything, you repeat is your identity. So you identify as a person that quits things. You identify as a person that quits things midway before they actually get the result of the thing. And it happens on every endeavor, whether it be your social life, whether it be a job, maybe you always quit jobs or you always get fired, maybe, who knows? Whatever the thing may be, you always seem to never complete it. You always seem to get stopped out short. You always seem to not finish it, right? It's only because you're doing what you already know. You're only repeating habits that you've already created a long time ago. Now you could say, okay, how do I get rid of this habit? Like, how do I get out of this cycle of continuously putting myself back at point A, at point one, at the starting point of my journey every time, my workout journey, my diet journey, whatever the journey may be. And the answer to that is repetition. The same way you learned it is the same way that you can unlearn it. And that's the part that people miss out on. They forget that the same way that you learned your bad habits is the same way that you can unlearn your freaking bad habits. So doing your bad habits every single day is the reason why you identify with those bad habits. They're the reason why you always go back to the beginning, because at the beginning is comfort. The beginning, before you start doing the thing that's hard, is the comfortable you. That's the comfortable version of you. So when you start doing something that's unfamiliar to your mind, that does not abide by your habit, the thing that you were doing, which is habit, repeating, that's when you stop. That's when you go back. You work out a little bit and then you go back to what you used to do, because that's not what you're normally doing. You usually repeat the habit of stopping things in the middle of the progression. So all your mind going to do is just listen to you. See, the thing that people forget to say, the thing that people forget to remember is that our brains are so powerful. Our brains listen to us all the time. Our subconscious minds listen to us all the time. So whatever it is that we have up here, anything that we're thinking about, anything that we repeat to our minds and repeat as law until we actually genuinely remember it, that's exactly what's going to be our identity. So that's what you're going to identify as. I shoot these videos every day, so now I identify as a person that comes on here and shoots videos every single day, and it feels natural, it feels normal. I'm sitting in downtown right now, sound like a shot just went off, but I'm still going to record. That don't mean nothing. Shots fired, it don't matter, gang. We out here, you know what I mean? But point of saying all this is you always start back over because you're still identifying with your old thoughts. You're still identifying with your old comfort. You like going to the beginning. you enjoy going to the beginning. It's easier for you. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot more simpler for you, and it's more comfortable, because we don't like to be uncomfortable. And what did we say in the last episode? Our minds work to keep us what? Comfortable and safe. That's it. Our minds don't work to elevate us as human beings. You have to do that. You have to be conscious enough to be able to understand that, okay, yeah, this is a habit that I have that's not breaking, that I keep doing, I keep repeating. And then once you figure that out, once you are able to notice the habit that you have, right? Like, for example, I'm gonna give you an example, a great example of mine, right? So, for example, I used to have a fear of going out and talking in front of people, right? Like a whole like social kind of, that type of vibe, right? Like what I'm doing right now. Like I would have an issue doing this maybe 2 years ago. That was my identity. It wasn't what I was. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like it was my identity, and it wasn't something that like I was born with. I wasn't born with this like inaction of being able to talk to people or go out in public and social situations and not feel uncomfortable while speaking. I wasn't born with that. That was a developed habit that over time, when I went out, I kept being nervous when I went out. So over time, my identity stated that, hey, this is your identity. You are now this person that when you go out in public, you don't like to record. You don't like to do too much. You like to keep yourself inside, because why? It's your identity. It's what you, the fuck? Yo, did y'all see that shit? Did y'all hear that shit? Any fucking ways, it's your identity. It's what you identify with. So it's the one thing that you remember. So if you remember that shit, then you're gonna do it. You understand what I'm saying? A branch just landed on my car. I thought it was a person, but we're gonna continue nevertheless, right? So what I want you to do in order to start reshaping your mind, I want you to start going into your life and figuring out what are the little things that you're repeating every day to yourself that's making you restart. Like if you restarted your journey on the workout journey, or even on this journey, I want you to ask yourself, what is it that I'm doing that keeps making me restart? What is it? Find exactly what that thing is, and then I want you to nail it. I want you to figure out why it is that you're doing that. Like I want you to actually question yourself and question your beliefs, because when we start asking questions, that's when things start to change. But when we don't ask any questions and we let things just happen and we let nature just be nature, we leave things up to chance, that's when we create an identity that we don't even identify that we're creating. We thinking that we just live in life every day. Like, oh, when I go out and I see a girl that I like, this is for my guys, when I see a girl that I like, I don't go up and I don't speak to her. You know, that's normal. Like I see her, okay, yeah, it's normal now. That's your identity now. So every time you get in that social situation, you will forever identify as a person that does that exact thing. You will forever identify as a person that when you go out in public and you see a woman, you don't speak, you don't do anything. Maybe you want to be better in social situations. When you go out, you want to make more friends. But when you go out and you don't talk to nobody. You don't socialize with anybody. So therefore, you make no friends. You want to be better in social situations, but you don't go out and put yourself in social situations. Every time you get in a social situation, you run from it. So you end up back at square one, trying and saying like, yo, I want to get to this point and I want to do this, that, and the third. Welcome back to square one. Welcome back to square one. And it's going to keep happening just like that until you finally wake up and you say, you know what? It's no more repeating. It's no more square ones. You think you have the time, but you don't. You think you got this time on your hand to be able to keep repeating and I'll try again tomorrow or I'll try again next week. But you really, genuinely do not, guys. At some point, I had to tell myself, and this is the reason why you need to tell yourself, at some point, I had to genuinely tell myself, hey, you're not going to get better at being social, at talking outside on camera in front of everybody, in front of the whole city. You're not going to be able to do things like that if you don't go out and practice and try. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're here doing. That's what we've been doing. And that's what you're about to start doing. It's practicing the things that you're trying to fix so that it will become identity. It will become nature. And you don't think about them. You just do them naturally. At first, it's going to feel weird. It's supposed to feel weird. That's the natural thing. It's supposed to feel weird. It's going to feel weird. It's always going to feel weird. There's never going to be a point where you dive into the unknown and it don't feel weird. That's always, and that's for everybody. Even the most confident person that you know. The most confident person you know had to go through those moments of uncomfortability. They had to go through those moments of not feeling comfortable. So that, sorry, it's a motorcycle. So that they can make it to the person that they want to be. If you have an idea as to who you want to be up top, and you know the things that you need to do to be that person, then now it's time to execute on the dime, exactly in the order that you're supposed to be executing. You know exactly what it is, so go drill it. Whatever makes your heart race whenever you think of potentially doing that thing, whether it be executing the business idea, whether it be executing the gym plan, whether it be getting that new car, that new house, moving to a new state, whatever gives you that anxiety is what you need to drill. Become relentless, become absolutely unbeatable, so that nothing is your weakness. When you have a weakness point, you can be taken advantage of, but when you have no weaknesses, guess what you have? You got a real edge. So I'm about to go back into this little restaurant now. It looks like they got their little computers and joint back working. I'm about to go into this little restaurant and I'm about to go get some food, but I just wanted to tell you guys that I love you. This is today's mental recap. Like I said, no more starting back at square one. We're going to change the entire game. We're going to change the way we do this thing. We're going to change the entire way that you even think. Because the way you've been thinking is wrong, bro. Like, and I know that I keep putting these in your face and telling you guys all these mental notes, but it's because the way you've been living is wrong, and it's the reason why you're here now. I'm gonna say it one more time. The way you've been living is wrong, and it's the reason why you're here now. So there's nothing that I could be telling you that could potentially be wrong if it's not what you're doing right now. If I'm telling you to do something that you're not doing right now, then there's nothing worse that you could get from the situation than what you already got, because the situation you already got gave you what you got. So try something different, readjust, reset, try something different, a different approach, and then go back at it. But guys, today's lesson was, why do I keep restarting? Why do I keep starting over when I try to start something? Why does my progress always go back to square one? And that is the reason why. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am going to do that. I'm going to record a nutrition video for you guys, and like I'm trying to stop cursing on here because I don't want nothing to go wrong with monetization and all that. But I'm about to show you guys my meal in about 2 minutes. I'm about to walk in and go get it, come right back out, and then I'm gonna show you guys the meal. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna just keep you guys on camera. Mental recap and nutrition all in one. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's see if they got my food ready. Ooh. Good now? Back up and running? Back up and running? Nah, this is actually fire, the setup they got, y'all. The setup in here is crazy. I want to show it, but I can't even flip the camera. I really could, but it's a little extra. Fuck it. I'm going to show y'all real quick. It didn't work, never mind. Thought it was going to work a lot more smooth. It didn't. But this is Sweetgreen of Charlotte, y'all, and they got like machine. They don't even have to make the bowls. They don't even have to make the bowls. The shit is literally just dropping in there. It's actually kind of cool. Say again. Hope I don't get no parking ticket, dog. Right there, y'all. Nah, but yeah, the setup here is really fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they don't even need like employees to do this shit. Honestly, if I ran this shit, no, there would be no employees. It's really the new age on things.
Do you want a bag?
Yeah, please. Thank you. All right, y'all, simple. My eyes are burning. Hold on. All right, y'all. Now we back in action. I'm about to show you guys what we just got. About to show y'all the meal. Yeah, if I own one of these things, one of these businesses, a Sweet Green, I wouldn't have no employees in here. Not one. Because the machines actually work themselves. I wouldn't have not one employee. They suck. Employees suck. Especially the ones that I just met. They freaking suck. Y'all heard me ask. I said, is it back up and running? Like, I know y'all just had like a system shutdown like 10 seconds ago. Like, is it up and running? She said, I don't know. I think so. Like, employees just suck, bro. Like, dealing with people's attitudes in a business environment just sucks. It sucks every time. Cause you gotta deal with how the person feeling that day. You ain't just dealing with like, you know, you ain't just talking to them, bro. You dealing with how that person feels that day. If that person don't